The Labyrinth of Solitude. The Labyrinth of Solitude, TLOS, has sold more than 1 million copies in Spanish alone, and, to this day, it continues to draw praise and criticism. In the first part of this paper, I will examine the history of TLOS, from the first excerpts published in 1949 until the inclusion of the book in the complete works of Octavio Paz in 1993. In second part, I will perform a review of the structure and content book. Finally, in the third part one will perform a deconstruction of TLOS. Resumen en español. El laberinto de la soledad, ELS, ha vendido más de 1 millón de copias en español y, hoy en día, sigue trayendo elogios y críticas. En la primera parte de este trabajo, examino la historia de ELS, desde los primeros ensayos publicados en 1949 hasta la inclusión de la obra en las obras completas de Octavio Paz en 1993. La segunda parte es una revisión crítica de la estructura y el contenido del libro. Por último, la tercera parte es una deconstrucción de ELS. Resumo en portugués. O Labyrinto de Solitude vendió más de 1 millón de copias apenas na Espanha, e, hoje, continua a ser elogiado e criticado. Na primeira parte deste artigo, examinaré a historia dessa obra, dos primeiros excertos publicados em 1949 e a inclusão do livro nas obras completas de Octavio Paz, em 1993. Na segunda parte, farei uma resenha crítica da estrutura e dos conteúdos do livro. Por fim, na terceira parte, farei uma desconstrução do Labyrinto de Solitude. Underscore 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 underscore. The history of TLOS. In 1945, Octavio Paz became a member of the Mexican Foreign Service and was assigned to the Mexican Embassy in France. It was in Paris, during the summer of 1949, that he wrote the first version of TLOS. According to Paz, the process of writing TLOS took him a few months. On June 26 of that year, Paz wrote a letter to Alfonso Reyes in which he said that the month before he had sent an essay to Jesus Silva Herzog, then director of Cuadernos Americanos, as the first of a series of essays that he had called The Labyrinth of Solitude. Paz had the intention to publish the series Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring 2016, underscore 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 underscore. Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 3. 9. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado as a book. The essay was published in 1949 in the September-October edition of Cuadernos Americanos with the title, The Labyrinth of Solitude. The Pachuco and Other Extremes. It was the first version of the first chapter of TLOS. The idea was to publish the whole set of essays, so in the following edition of the magazine, in January-February of 1950, another essay was published with the title, The Labyrinth of Solitude. 2. Mexican Masks, which would become the second chapter of TLOS. However, by November 22 of 1949, Paz had finished writing the entire book, which he sent to Jesus Silva Herzog. The first edition of TLOS was printed by Cuadernos Americanos on February 15 of 1950. That first edition had 8 chapters: The Pachuco and Other Extremes, Mexican Masks, All Saints' Days, Day of the Dead, The Sons of La Malinche, The Conquest and Colonialism, From Independence to the Revolution, The Present Day, and The Dialectic of Solitude. But chapters 1 and 2 are not the same as the essays that Paz had published already in the magazine. He made many changes in style and in content to both. In 1959, Fondo de Cultura Económica published a second edition, revised and expanded, of TLOS as a volume of the collection, Vida y Pensamiento de Mexico. In that edition, the book had the previous 8 chapters and an added epilogue: The Pachuco and Other Extremes, Mexican Masks, All Saints' Days, Day of the Dead, The Sons of La Malinche, The Conquest and Colonialism, From Independence to the Revolution, Mexican Intelligence, The Present Day, and the epilogue with the subtitle, The Dialectic of Solitude. The chapter Paz called The Present Day in the first edition is found in the second edition with a different title, The Mexican Intelligence, and the chapter in the second edition called The Present Day is entirely new. The epilogue of the second edition is chapter 8 in the first edition. The differences between the first and second edition are considerable. Paz added an entire new chapter and revised the text very carefully, making changes both in content and in form. 3. Some chapters, like The Conquest and Colonialism, had major style and narrative changes. Others, such as From Independence to the Revolution, suffered important changes in content. In 1972, Fondo de Cultura Económica transferred the book from Vida y Pensamiento de Mexico to Colección Popular. In this last collection, the book has been published in Mexico and other countries with the number 107. In 1981, Colección Tezental of the Fondo de Cultura Económica published a new edition that contained TLOS postscript. The text was originally published in 1970 by Siglo XXI, and returned to the Labyrinth of Solitude, a transcript of the 1975 interview by Claude Felta Paz, which had been published in November of that same year in Vuelta magazine. The addition of postscript and Fel's interview influenced the readers of the original TLOS, since postscript was intended to further develop and update Paz's views about Mexico, and Fel's interview was meant to guide the reader to Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 volume 7, issue 1, page 4. 0. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado Paz's interpretation of TLOS in 1975. The fact that these 3 books were published in one single edition, as 3 connected chapters of the same book, hints at the author's intention that he wanted the 3 texts to be conceived as a unit. In 1993, the trilogy was transferred to the Colección Popular with the number 471. In 1987, Fondo de Cultura Económica published Volume 1 of Mexico in the works of Octavio Paz in its Collection Letras Mexicanas 4, edited by Octavio Paz and Luis Mario Schneider. In this book, Paz included several of his works on Mexican history and some chapters from TLOS. In the making of this anthology, Paz chopped up TLOS, changed the titles of the chapters that were inserted in the book as separate units, added to these some footnotes to explain his new thoughts on those chapters, and even completely changed the text in some of the chapters, i.e., he added the final paragraphs of The Present Day to From Independence to the Revolution. The publication of Mexico in the work of Octavio Paz would be peripheral to this paper, except for the fact that Paz used the shredded pieces that appeared in the book to rewrite TLOS as it would appear later in his complete works. In 1993, Madrid's Círculo de Lectores published the 8th volume of Paz's complete works with the title, The Pilgrim in His Homeland. Fondo de Cultura Económica reprinted the book in Mexico the following year. What I want to underscore is that the text of the new edition of TLOS is different from the one that had been published previously by Fondo de Cultura Económica in Colección Tezontle and Colección Popular with the respective numbers 107 and 471. There are changes in form and substance. Yet not many people have realized that there are two different versions of TLOS published by Fondo de Cultura Económica. And one of the reasons is that the publishing house has never acknowledged this in either of the editions of the book. Paz would reassemble TLOS based on the scraps of the book that he had inserted into Mexico in the works of Octavio Paz, and added new footnotes to the 1993 edition. For example, Paz added a footnote at the end of The Present Day in the complete works, but the chapter had not been published in its entirety in Mexico in the works of Octavio Paz. Some of the footnotes of TLOS in the complete works are references to other texts of the complete works, which makes TLOS a book that belongs in that collection of works. In other words, it transforms TLOS into a text that cannot function outside of the complete works. In the version of TLOS published in the complete works, there are several changes in the wording and in the punctuation from the previous version. To name one example, Chapter 7, which in 1959 had the title, The Mexican Intelligence, changed its title in 1993 to, The Mexican Intelligentsia. In short, although the differences between the TLOS of 1959 and the one in the complete works are not too many, but they are enough to consider them as two versions of the book. Volume 8 of the complete works begins with a prologue where Paz comments on TLOS in an autobiographical style. 5. Right after TLOS, Paz includes 5 minor texts, most are prologues with the following title, Myth and History. 6. These 5 texts delve into American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 4. 1. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado on Pre-Columbia and Novo-Hispanic themes, which makes them easily interpreted as appendixes to Chapter 5 of TLOS, The Conquest and Colonialism. Then, Paz includes the Fell interview called Return to the Labyrinth of Solitude, with added notes, and then he includes postscript in a very different version from the original. The remaining volume includes texts on Mexican politics and society. It should be noted that Paz arranged the texts of Volume 8 of his complete works in a different order from the one in the trilogy published with number 471 of Collex and Popular. This decision should be carefully analyzed. Postscript was written to develop and criticize the reflections contained in TLOS, which is why it was published immediately after TLOS. However, it may be said that Postscript has grown old much quicker than TLOS, and that one can read TLOS with much interest without having to read Postscript. In fact, it could be said that reading the interview by Claude Fell is much more revealing after reading TLOS. 2. The structure and content of TLOS can be divided into 3 relatively independent parts, each written and rewritten in different moments that responded to the author's interests and even to different stylistic and rhetorical resources. II.1. First part. The first part of the book, which contains chapters 1, 2, 3 and 4, is an analysis of Mexicans based on elements that Paz borrowed from philosophy, psychoanalysis, anthropology and sociology. Paz offers here a sort of phenomenology of the Mexicans through an examination of some of their characteristics, their regular behaviors and use of language, a psychological and anthropological analysis of myths, celebrations and customs, and a psychohistory of Mexico based in the drama of the conquest by Spain. The style used by Paz is the essay format, abounding in metaphors and other literary resources. 7. In The Pachuco and Other Extremes, Paz declares that Mexicans suffer a solitude that is deeply grounded in their souls. This solitude, and not the inferiority complex diagnosed by Samuel Ramos, is the key to understanding the true Mexican being. According to Paz, man is alone everywhere, but the solitude of Mexicans, under the great night of stone of the Mexican plateau that is still haunted by insatiable gods, is different from that of the man from North America, lost in a world of machines, fellow citizens and moral principles. 8. To Paz, the solitude of the Mexicans is the consequence of a cosmic orphanhood, of a primal rupture, whereas the solitude of the North American is the result of being alienated in an artificial world built with his own hands. Paz uses the North American man as a contrasting agent to detect the main characteristics of Mexicanidad. The North American man is, according to Paz, the radically other from the Mexican. That is why the Pachuco serves Paz as the subject of study from which he draws conclusions that he applies to all Mexicans. Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 volume 7, issue 1, page 4. 2. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. Not many of the conclusions from The Pachuco and Other Extremes can be sustained today. The thesis that Mexicans suffer from a constitutive solitude was never popular, and the impressionist picture of the Pachuco did not satisfy readers on either side of the border. On the other hand, it is not too convincing to insist on a radical contrast between Mexicans and other North Americans, especially if we take into account that approximately 1 out of every 10 Mexicans now lives in the United States. 9. In the next chapters, Paz explores additional theories about the solitude of Mexicans as an explanation of their being. In Mexican Masks, Paz argues that a Mexican's refusal to flinch, in Spanish, Rajars, also means to split or open up, leads him to use a mask to conceal his self. In All Saints' Day, the Day of the Dead, Paz argues that popular celebrations are opportunities for the Mexicans to open up in an explosive way, and this he connects with the idea that Mexicans are indifferent to life and death. If read as literary pieces, the chapters comprised in the first part of TLOS are brilliant. Maria Zambrano accurately said that they could be read like the journey of the poet to the Mexican underworld, the mythical site of the unconscious collective of Mexicans, a place inhabited by ancient gods. 10. However, Paz's portrait of the 1950s Mexicans is no longer accurate for the 21st century. Mexico experienced a huge transformation in the second half of the 20th century. Mexico stopped being a rural society to become an urban society. It stopped being an isolated country to become a nation connected to the rest of the world, and it stopped being an authoritarian society to become one demanding democracy. Although it has been a gradual process, it can be said that the cultural changes in the 60s accelerated the changes in the paradigms regarding Mexico. All those stereotypes of Mexicanidad that had been repeated ad nauseum, like the one that said that the Mexican macho is not afraid of death, and that he never reveals his true feelings except when drunk, have become obsolete due to repetition. 11. Seen from a distance, Chapter 4, The Sons of La Malinche, is the most enduring, disturbing and valuable of the book. There are 3 moments in this chapter that deserve a closer examination from a critical perspective. The first is Paz's peculiar analysis of the verb, chingar, to fuck, very much along the lines of the linguistic turn that took place during the second half of the 20th century in the fields of philosophy and psychoanalysis. The second is Paz's symbolic interpretation of the dichotomy between La Chingada and La Guadalupana, which evokes Jung's research on the archetypes of the collective unconscious. The third is the psychohistory of Mexico, beginning with the trauma of the conquest. In this chapter, more than in any other place in the book, there's a certain closeness avant la lettre with some of the characteristics of French structuralism. A way of describing what Paz is doing in this part of TLOS is to say that he is unearthing historic, linguistic and psychological structures in order to gain a better understanding of the phenomena standing on them. According to Paz, the character of Mexicans is explained by the historic trauma that caused a rupture with their origins, a denial of the self, and thus their solitude. Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 4. 3. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. All these attitudes are an indication that Mexicans feel a blemish in them and in the very flesh of their country, tarnished by an undetermined but nevertheless an alive, original and indelible stain. Every single one of our gestures is directed at hiding that open wound which remains alive and ready to light up and shine under the light in the eyes of an outsider. 12. While other people or races, according to Paz, struggle with elements of a specific reality, Mexicans are in a fight with their inner ghosts, the remains of their past. These ghosts and remains are real, at least to us. They are untouchable and invincible, as they are not outside but inside us. In our struggle to fight against them, they find a strong and secret ally, our fear of being. Because everything that a Mexican of today is can be reduced to this: Mexicans do not want to be themselves, or they dare not be themselves. 13. In the chapter, The Sons of La Malinche, Paz suggests that the root of the personality of a Mexican lies in our bastardly origin, that is, in the awareness that we are the progeny of a raped woman. Our solitude is the result of the original trauma of the conquest, and therefore the trauma lies in the very basis of Mexicanidad. When faced with that historical condemnation, Mexicans opt for a denial of their origin. Mexicans do not want to be the sons and daughters of Cortés and La Malinche. They do not want to be their half-bred offspring. Mexicanidad is defined, according to Paz, as rupture and denial. In Claude Fell's interview, Paz offers two keys to understand this chapter. One is the idea that there is a buried, yet living, Mexico. Inside the Mexican men and women there is a universe of hidden images, desires, impulses. 14. The second key is that the profound Mexico is hidden primarily in the mind of Mexicans, and secondly in the culture, in the Mexican way of life, in its society. To unearth a hidden Mexico, to reveal it, is needed a psychoanalytic method, to extract from the individual psyche the causes of personal behavior. Paz says, a moral critique is a self-revelation of the things we hide, and, as Freud has taught, it is also a cure. 15. The purpose of TLOS is therefore to unearth a hidden Mexico, to submit it to a critical analysis and, thus, to reach a healing point. In Fell's interview, Paz is even more explicit about his source of inspiration, Freud's analysis of Moses and the origins of monotheism. In sum, what Paz wanted to accomplish by writing The Sons of La Malinche was to perform a Freudian analysis of Mexicans, of the collective psyche of Mexico that was different from the Adlerian analysis that Ramos had performed in his book, El Perfil del Hombre y la Cultura en Mexico. Although Paz did not use the central concepts of psychoanalysis, such as the term neurosis, which he doesn't mention, it is evident that he is close to the method and the elements of the Freudian doctrine. Paz argues that the problem of Mexicans lies in the trauma, although the word is not explicitly mentioned, that's clearly the subject inflicted to their ancestors hundreds of years ago. To be precise, Paz talks about painful sexual violence that has not only been transmitted through collective memory but also repeated from generation to generation in some sort of macabre ritual. Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 volume 7, issue 1, page 4. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. In Paz's works on Mexico after TLOS, he tried to distance himself from the type of analysis that he had performed in the first part of the book. For example, in postscript he says, Mexicanidad is not an essence, but a history. Neither an ontology, nor psychology. In The Labyrinth of Solitude I try to escape, without entirely succeeding, of course, the traps of an abstract humanism and the illusions of a philosophy of Mexicanidad. The mask turned into a face, the face petrified in a mask. In those days I was not interested in a definition of Mexicanidad but rather, as now, in a critical analysis, an activity that consists in knowing ourselves but, more particularly, in freeing ourselves. 16. Paz's opinion about his intentions when writing TLOS should not define our interpretation of the book but rather help us understand the way in which Paz wanted us to read TLOS when he wrote postscript. II.2. Second part. The second part of the book, which contains chapters 5, 6, 7 and 8, is a critical appraisal of the history of Mexico. Here, Paz shares his personal interpretation of the history of Mexico from colonial times until the mid-20th century, paying particular attention to Mexico's intellectual history. This second part can be interpreted on two different levels. One is to see it as a very basic summary of the history of Mexico. The other to see it as Paz's highly complex philosophy of the history of Mexico. But because this philosophy of history is barely outlined, and never explicitly or systematically formulated, in order to analyze it critically some previous work of interpretation is required. It is unclear if Paz's interpretation of Mexico's history in the second part of TLOS is the premise for the idea of Mexicanidad proposed in the first part or the book, or if, on the contrary, the metaphysical, anthropological and psychological theses of the first part of TLOS are a platform for Paz's interpretation of Mexico's history in the second part of the book. When questioned, Paz says both assumptions are correct, but this answer is not satisfactory. I believe that after a careful reading of TLOS, we reach the conclusion that the interpretation of Mexico's history that Paz proposes in the second part of his book is a result of his perspective of Mexicanidad as developed in the first part. Paz defines the history of Mexico as a juxtaposition generated by the dialectics between two opposing forces. On one hand, the impulsive necessity of returning to the mythical origin, the existential imprisonment, the source of tradition, the mythical mother, in sum to solitude. On the other, the impulsive necessity to deny that origin, to be able to project oneself into the future, into the openness, to be surrounded by others, to abandon the old form and adopt a new form that we have in common with others. The liberal reform of the 19th century is an example of the latter necessity, and the Zapatista ideology of the 20th century is an example of the former necessity. Paz does Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 volume 7, issue 1, page 4. 5. The Labyrinth of Solitude. Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. Not predict whether or not this dialectical juxtaposition will ever end. At times, he seems to suggest that Mexicans are condemned to repeat the same patterns again and again. At others, he seems to suggest that if Mexicans could resolve their deepest conflicts, we would be able to break away from the cycles of introspection and explosion in our history. In the 1950 version of TLOS, Paz seems to find in the Mexican Revolution the best historic example of a synthesis of both necessities. The revolution gave birth to a new kind of Mexican citizen, to a new culture and, particularly, to a national form of government which achieved the synthesis. Impossible to avoid the comparison with Hegel's concept of the Prussian state. This mythological, teleological and eschatological interpretation of Mexico that was ignored by professional historians during the second half of the 20th century, had a huge impact on the intellectual circles of Mexico and other countries. An example of its repercussions can be seen in Carlos Fuentes' novel The Most Transparent Region. In From Independence to the Revolution, the Mexican Revolution is portrayed as a popular, spontaneous movement that, despite having no ideological background, had a deep, almost metaphysical, effect on Mexico. Paz believed that the revolution had allowed Mexicans to discover themselves. 17. The revolution is a sudden immersion of Mexico in its own being. From the very deep bowels of itself, Mexico extracts, almost blindly, the foundations of a new state. In a return to tradition, and a renewal of the ties with the past that had been broken by reform and dictatorship, the revolution is a self-search and a return to our mother. The revolutionary explosion is a wondrous party in which Mexicans, drunk with themselves, at last come to meet, in a mortal embrace, the other Mexicans. 18. From this point of view, the revolution revealed a form of ourselves that nurtures our identity and at the same time works as a navigation chart in the ocean of world history. The inclusion in 1959 of the present day in TLOS shines a less favorable light upon the revolution than it did in From Independence to the Revolution. As Paz himself acknowledged in a footnote added to the 1993 edition, his interpretation of the Mexican Revolution in the added chapter followed very closely the Marxist theories which were in vogue back then. Paz said, "It is now easier to see what the revolution was about. To consummate, in short term and with a minimum of human sacrifices, a work that took the European bourgeoisie more than 150 years to accomplish. In order to achieve this, first we had to consolidate our political independence and to regain control of our natural resources, and to ensure the continuation of social rights, particularly the rights of workers as established in the Constitution of 1917. 19. When seen under this perspective, the goal of the revolution was the creation of capitalism and a national bourgeoisie. But in 1959, Paz, just like many leftist intellectuals in Mexico, believed that the bourgeoisie wanted to take over the Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 volume 7, issue 1, page 4. 6. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. Revolutionary government to defend its interests at the expense of the interests of the proletariat. Paz responded that the solution was a reform of the revolutionary government. 20. Postscript was written after the events of 1968, which changed Paz's perspective and his criticism of the post-revolutionary regime. He stopped believing in the possibility of a reform of the Mexican political system. Instead, he advocated for the implementation of a liberal democracy. 21. But although in postscript Paz took a distance from the more speculative reflections of TLOS, he could not resist the temptation of finding common threads with Mexican history, and so he wrote, "A criticism of Mexico and its history, similarly to the methodology of therapy and psychoanalysis, should begin with an examination of the significance of the Aztec vision of the world. The criticism of Mexico begins with the criticism of the pyramid." 22. When Paz wrote postscript, he still believed that a criticism of nationality would cure us by unearthing our past, but while in TLOS his object of study was the collective unconscious of Mexico, in postscript it was the Weltanschauung that we inherited from the Aztecs. The apparent conclusion of the second section is baffling. Paz claims that after the Second World War, the Mexican Revolution inserted us in world history, and from then on we had the same issues of any other Latin American country and the Third World in general. Paz considers that after the spiritual, moral and intellectual crisis of the post-war, after the collapse of reason and faith, of God and the utopia, 23 Mexicans became just as lonely as the rest of human beings. In a way, this conclusion, which was already present in the 1950 version of TLOS, contradicts the fundamental propositions of TLOS. If the 1950 Mexicans were already, as Paz puts it, for the first time in our history contemporary of all men, 24 If our labyrinth was just the same as every other man's labyrinth, then we would have to conclude that in 1950 there was nothing peculiar about the being of Mexicans, nothing original about our history. Paz would expand and alter his interpretation of Mexican politics and history many times in his later works, for example the ones included in Volume 8 of his complete works and his book Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz or The Traps of Faith published in 1982. He would never explicitly defend again in these books the philosophy of the history of Mexico as he developed it in the second part of TLOS, although on many occasions he would invoke it again, as in the first texts he wrote about the Neo-Zapatista uprising. II.3. Third part. The third part, or appendix, of TLOS is an essay on solitude as a condition of human existence. The profound solitude that was described in the first part of TLOS as distinctive of Mexicans is considered an existential condition of the entirety of humanity in the appendix. Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 4. 7. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado Paz studies four themes in the appendix. The first is the idea that human beings are alone in their individuality and that they want desperately to experience a communion with nature, society, family or a partner. 25. Paz develops this same idea in some of his more philosophical poems, like Sunstone. The second theme is the impossibility of love throughout history, from the most primitive to the most developed societies. This is an idea that Paz returns to in all of his poetic work and in many of his essays, such as The Double Flame. The third theme is that primitive societies have created myths to explain why human beings have been cast away from the center of the world and eternity. Finally, Paz analyzes the difference between the mythical and historical time. The first is a perpetual present, and the second a timeline. He finalizes with a kind of apology of myth, in rejection of the dominance of reason, which produces monsters. Did Paz turn his back on the thesis of the peculiarity of the solitude of Mexicans, or did he use it as a stepping stone for his proof that solitude is part of human condition? 26. There are no clues in the book to provide us with answers. My opinion is that the third part of TLOS was an entirely separate essay that he added later to the book. Paz seems to concede it when in the second edition he stopped calling this text a chapter and renamed it an appendix. 3. How to read TLOS 3.1. Deconstruction of TLOS. The first edition of TLOS was published more than half a century ago, influencing the idea that millions of people around the world have of Mexico. Because of this influence, we cannot accept a naive reading of TLOS. We must use the filters provided by literary, historic and philosophical theories. 27. If we want to perform a serious interpretation of the book. In the two previous sections I have discussed the lack of internal unity of TLOS and underscored that there are different versions of the book in the past 4 decades. This gives us the liberty to say that TLOS is like a loaf of bread that cannot be eaten unless it is first sliced into crumbs. For this reason, I believe that in the 21st century the best possible way to read the book is through deconstruction. Much has been said for and against deconstruction. I will not analyze here all the interpretations of this theory. My proposal is limited to a deconstruction of TLOS alone. In my view, deconstruction ought not to be used in any other text, not even one written by the same author. I will now list a series of deconstructive actions that can be used when reading TLOS. The first stage is to disassemble TLOS into its diachronic moments and synchronic parts. Instead of talking about TLOS as a synchronic unity, we will propose it as an ensemble of texts that are bound together by a diversity of variable intertextual relationships. From this perspective, we cannot speak of a totality as the object of a complete or definite interpretation of TLOS, but rather of a plurality of texts that are related to each other in different ways, which in turn allows the book to be read in the Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring 2016 underscore 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 Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 4. 8. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. Diversity of Forms. On the other hand, instead of talking about TLOS as a text with a diachronic identity, I will assume TLOS is an ensemble of texts arranged in a progression in time. It makes no sense to look for the final or definite edition of TLOS as the object of study of literary criticism, since the object of a deconstructionist reading is the dynamic ensemble of the texts or, even better, the very changes in that ensemble of texts due to Paz's textual and extra-textual interventions over time. Deconstruction of a text is not taking a pair of scissors out and cutting up a book or a magazine, but performing a different reading of the text. That is why if we want to deconstruct TLOS, we must eliminate our tendency to consider it as a unit. The main obstacle in achieving our goal is the deliberate effort that Paz made to present TLOS as a literary unit in time, that is, as a book that, even with the minor changes that it underwent after 1950, never stopped being the same book. In this sense, the deconstruction strategy is to separate the text from its author's intentions, even despite the irony that it was Paz himself the first person to deconstruct TLOS in the book Mexico in the works of Octavio Paz. 28. The second stage of deconstruction consists in separating the narrative pieces and parts of TLOS into its most basic argumentative, rhetorical and symbolic elements. In this stage of deconstruction, we have to dissolve the tensions between the text, its parts and its elements. The challenge is to go beyond the aporia to engage in a reading of TLOS that will allow us to recover its most valuable insights. For this to be possible, we need to deconstruct beyond the text to focus in the very act of reading, that is, in the relationship between the reader and the text. In this case, we would also have to eliminate the dichotomy between Mexican and foreign readers of TLOS. This opposition stands as the basis of the supposition that when Mexicans read TLOS, they would have to see themselves portrayed in the book, hence the metaphor of the book as a mirror, whereas when foreigners read TLOS, they would have to discover a character or a new, unknown territory, hence the metaphor of the book as a guide. This means we must reject the Mexican foreigner aporia that determines the two poles of the act of reading, This does not mean, though, that we should reject the actual distinction between Mexicans and foreigners, but rather that we understand this distinction as gradual and contextual. In this sense, it is possible that Mexicans will not find in TLOS many interesting things about themselves. This will not make us less Mexican, while foreigners will find plenty of ideas to reflect upon themselves. I would like to underscore that a deconstructionist approach to TLOS does not necessarily imply a negative attitude towards Paz's ideas. On the contrary, I believe that a deconstructionist approach actually allows us to focus on the best features of the book. There have been several critical reviews to TLOS since its first edition in 1950. I will mention only a few. Some say that Paz makes false generalizations, others, that his description of the Pachuco is superficial, that the solitude he attributes to Mexicans is not a real condition but a metaphysical or literary invention, that in his book, Paz displays creolism and sexism, that his analysis responds to a chronological, racial and class perspective that he never openly assumes, that many of the characteristics he enter American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 4. 9. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado attributes to Mexicans are more likely a projection of his own personal history, that lyricism prevails over objectivity, that his version of Mexican history is literary, subjective and lacking of historical rigor, that he exalts revolutionary violence, etc. If we follow the critical perspective that I have defended in these pages, some of these critical reviews will still stand, others will be weakened, and others will have to be restated. But the fact remains that most criticisms have been made within the hermeneutical scenario that assumes the synchronic unity and the diachronic identity of the book. What I have proposed is a more radical reading of TLOS from a hermeneutical point of view, one that will also do the book philosophical, ideological and moral justice. A couple of decades ago, there was a consensus among certain critics to read TLOS not as a treatise but as a collection of essays. TLOS lacks a coherent argumentative line or a thesis grounded in any kind of empirical evidence or methodology of the social sciences. What we find, especially in the first part of the book, is a plethora of rhetorical rhizomes that interweave and unweave some intuitions and narrations around the subject of Mexicanidad. Mexicans as described in TLOS are in part the real flesh and blood Mexicans, but they are also fictional characters inspired in Mexican archetypes. That is why it is a mistake to look in TLOS for a set of articulate truths about Mexico and Mexicans. And yet, we cannot deny that the book does offer some sparse glimpses of the truth of Mexico and Mexicans. TLOS is like a box full of dispersed intuitions, and that is the main explanation of why it has captivated the imagination of so many readers. These intuitions, images and metaphors actually do reveal something about us, whether we are Mexican or not, if seen from a certain perspective, as gems gyrating under the light to show off their beaming. Some of these intuitions may seem more real than others, and that depends of course on who is doing the judging, and some may seem more disturbing than others. Again, it's in the eye of the beholder. Perhaps it is the latter ones that are more valuable, by making us think critically about ourselves. Take for instance, The psychohistorian, The Sons of La Malinche, which should be read not as a historical narrative but as a symbol of the conflicts in the Mexican family life in the first half of the 20th century, the wicked twists of the female and male roles, the internal violence, the prejudiced view on sexuality. What Paz achieved with this game of symbols was to shed a light into the resentment and the admiration of Mexicans for the figure of a violent and absent father, and the compassion and contempt for the figure of a mother that was both victim and manipulator. However, one can argue that family no longer exists, and claim that its disappearance is not the result of collective therapy but of the structural changes in Mexican society, migration from the fields into the cities, a decrease in the number of children, inclusion of women into the workforce, etc. Mexican families have changed indeed. In any case, we could ask ourselves if the memory of the previous family life is still fresh in our memory and if it still has the power to affect us. Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 volume 7, issue 1, page 5. 0. The Labyrinth of Solitude, Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. But as long as TLOS retains the capacity to produce a sense of revelation or unbelief, of agreement or rejection, in the readers, it will remain valid. That is, it will continue to achieve its goal of forcing us to think about ourselves. 3.2. Demystification and Remystification of TLOS. In Claude Fell's interview, Paz quoted Levi Strauss, who said that a myth is born every time one deciphers a myth. In his own words, "I think that TLOS was my way to describe and to understand certain myths. At the same time, because it is a work of literature, it too has become another myth." 29. Paz was right. Over time, TLOS has become a repository of Mexican myths, and that also explains why it has been so harshly criticized. In the Western philosophical tradition, there are two positions standing against myths, and both have been used to debate Paz's explanations about the myths of Mexicanidad and TLOS. The first line of argument holds that the nature of myths is not to produce a verifiable and objective knowledge of the world, whereas science does enable us to reach a true explanation of natural and social phenomena. Thus, with the advance of civilization, we have learned how to replace myths with other type of explanation. Those who defend this position, like Jorge Aguilar Mora, 30, are opposed to the use of myths to provide Mexicans an understanding of themselves. They want us to find the truth about ourselves through objective explanations. The second line of argument against myths is based on the premise that myths are a form of deceit, a symbolic tool used by the more powerful to justify domination. In that sense, demystification is a liberating operation, in an epistemological and political sense. Those who defend this second line of argument, like Roger Bartra, 31, want Mexicans to release themselves from their beliefs in the myths of Mexicanidad and shake off the yoke of those who use the myths to submit and exploit them. To deconstruct without offering to reconstruct is an intellectual, eventually sterile exercise. I believe that a reconstructionist reading of TLOS should go beyond demystification and attempt to remystify. Several things can be understood by the term remystify. One is to substitute some of the elements in the myth in order to modernize it, as when we change the time, place or vocabulary of the events explained by the myth, as is usually done in children's adaptations of classic mythology. Another is to reassign a new meaning to the elements in an ancient myth from a new perspective. For example, to preserve its structure but give it a new content, as was done with some pre-Hispanic myths by Christian cosmology. But what I mean by the term remystify is the appropriation of the elements in a myth to produce new discourses, whether philosophical, literary, artistic, political, historical, etc., to reformulate the questions about our individual or collective existence that such myth once tried to answer. This appropriation can have a vein of Inter-American Journal of Philosophy Spring, 2016, underscore 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 Volume 7, Issue 1, Page 5. 1. The Labyrinth of Solitude. Construction and Deconstruction by Guillermo Hurtado. Irony, which would not alter the myth's purpose already discussed. Let's take for example the figure of La Chingada. This mythical character is still very powerful, and elicits a strong reaction from our psyche. Let's elaborate. La Chingada makes us think about the female roles in Mexican society, about our traumatic sexual experiences, about the importance of the dimension of violence in our collective psyche, etc. What is interesting in this case is that, even if the myth as Paz has explained it has lost its explanatory power, the character of La Chingada can be translated into other discourse and make us reflect creatively about ourselves. This is the first sentence in TLOS. At some point, every one of us has become aware of our existence as something special, non-transferable, and precious. 32. It is unquestionably true that human beings have the vital need to make sense of the phenomenon of our existence. The question for the meaning of life is common to all people, families, communities, towns and countries. Nothing could be more natural for Mexicans to reflect on the meaning of Mexico as a historical occurrence, or to question the sense of our collective existence. Mexican identity has developed from a series of myths, from the historical myths invented by the Aztecs to justify their domination and the religious myths created during the colonial times, to the national myths forged after the Mexican Revolution. Half a century ago, the myths of Mexicanidad developed in TLOS helped us attempt to give answers to the questions of who we were, who we are and who we want to become. Back then Mexico was a rural country, smelling of gunpowder and of tortillas, a country that was at the same time sweet and ferocious, innocent and baroque. Today, Mexico has become an urban country, obese, addicted to television, incredulous and chaotic. But although some elements in the myth of the 20th century Mexicanidad have become old, others are still useful to imagine new questions about the meaning of our existence. The day will come, however, when the myths contained in TLOS will seem strange to all of us. They will then be substituted by other myths or other pieces of narrative texts that will provide new clues to the understanding of our collective existence. 33.